If you haven't given yourself a 20 to 25% raise, you took a pay cut. Welcome back, everybody. You're watching the Handyman Business YouTube channel. Just drinking a little bit of tea out here in the workshop. Go get yourself a Come and Take It coffee mug. Get yourself a Come and Take It sweatshirt. You get a caulking on your hat. Those links will be down in the description. I got a good question that came in, and I think a lot of people could benefit from my opinion, my experience on the matter. If you've got a question, you can contact me through Patreon. That will be linked in the description as well. The question is, how many jobs are you juggling at once? This guy is usually juggling 8. That's a lot of jobs, juggling 8. But 1 or 2 of those jobs may take 3 months. I've been struggling to figure out how to bring consistent money in while having to jump from job to job, or the job taking long. Is there a payment plan that I could do to keep cash flow coming in, rather than a quarter payment down, quarter payment at start, quarter payment midway, and quarter payment to finish? How many quarters is that? That's 4 quarters. It works, but the expenses come faster than those timelines. So step 1 would be increase your prices so that you have money to cover your expenses. Even though he is a self-employed carpenter, what kind of carpenter is he? He's a finish carpenter, a self-employed finish carpenter. He's got to have 8 jobs. Some of those jobs are 2 to 3 months. It could be a big house. You're going back and forth, hurry up and wait type thing. That is one reason I didn't continue with general contracting. I'm self-employed. I do turnkey projects. I'm going to deviate from his question a little bit and kind of steer towards, why don't I expand? Why don't I hire? That's the problem. If I were to put the tools down and just go do project management, I would have to have 6 to 8 jobs going all the time, different phases, running from here to there, from here to there, and it's chaotic. Here's how I do it. I have handyman jobs and I have remodeling jobs. I will only do 1 remodeling project at a time, whether it's a kitchen, a bathroom, a deck, an addition, a basement, a furnace. Those are my main projects. Then I do handyman work at the same time. An example is I'm remodeling a kitchen and we have freezing temperatures, and a past customer calls me up and says, hey, I got a rental house, it's flooding, the tenant got the water shut off, can you go fix it? Well, I'm in the middle of demoing the old floor of the kitchen that I'm remodeling. I'll take the day and go do the handyman work. That's factored into my schedule for the remodel. I will not put a whole bunch of handyman work on my schedule during a remodel. It's basically just emergency type situations, or real quick, high-paying garbage disposal replacement, under sink leaks. Most handyman work is so simple and it pays so much money that you got to be able to fit it in. You can easily do $500 to $1,000 in a half a day doing handyman repairs, quick repairs, stuff that people can't wait a month to get done. That's how I do it. 1 major project and a few handyman jobs. When I'm working on that project, let's just say it's going to take 1 month, I'll get routine maintenance calls for handyman repair type stuff. I'll schedule that out after the remodel's done. It works to give myself a good mental break. When you've been in the same house, doing the same work, dealing with the same customers, dealing with their personalities, you need a break. So it's good to go to a couple different houses, talk to different customers, keep that relationship going. One of the reasons contractors, tradesmen, self-employed tradesmen, anything in the skilled trades have such a bad reputation is because of what this guy described. He's got too much going on. He's got 8 jobs, even if it was just 5 jobs. There's too much bouncing around. There's a lot to keep track of, a lot of customers to keep track of. Perfect example to download Jobber. Jobber is an application that I use to manage my customers, manage the business, to track my communication with customers, turn work orders into estimates, create invoices. You have to have a system if you're going to be doing this much work. 14-day free trial. The link will be down in the description. So I just got done editing this video and realized I didn't focus enough time on this guy's exact question about, is there a different payment plan so that I have a more consistent stream of money? I don't think there is. The way you do it is the way that I do it, a quarter, 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 quarter. Now, I've also done it this way, 50% on start day, 25% halfway through, and then 25% at the end. I always try to give myself a little extra at the beginning to give me more money to purchase things for the project, and also my income, my profits. I gotta pay bills. Another thing that I do is I budget. You should have a budget for your expenses, just like your day-to-day living expenses. My family expenses are about $7,500 a month. So I keep double that in my checking account. And I have an emergency fund that we could live off for an entire year if I were to get injured or be unable to work, so that all bills are covered. That was my first goal when starting a family and being responsible for all these people, is to make sure they're taken care of. Try to figure out how to cut back to save up enough money to keep your checking account full. Double what you need, and then, do your Dave Ramsey emergency fund in case a job falls through. I've never had to tap into that emergency money. I'll talk more about increasing your prices in the rest of the video. This guy needs your input, and I know some other guys are probably struggling with the same thing. Step one, you got to increase your prices so that you don't need to take on that much chaos, so that you can focus on your quality and the customer. If you were spread out that thin amongst 8 customers, your customer service is not going to be tip-top. Quality of work needs to be at a certain level, and customer service needs to be at a certain level so that they will refer you to their friends and family. And if you're spread that thin, you're going to fall short. And that's why this industry has such a bad reputation. And it's also why it's so easy to excel in this industry. Keep your quality at a manageable level. Don't go crazy with it. That's another big misconception. You got to do crazy quality. No, do what's expected, maybe a little bit more. Customer service is what's going to set you apart from the other guy, and the customer's experience with you during the project or the repair. Yeah, got to bump up those prices. I just finished a video on my 3rd channel about purchasing a brand new $100,000 pickup truck. And $100,000 today was $83,000 in 2019. And if you haven't given yourself a 20 to 25% raise, you took a pay cut. And if you didn't give yourself a 35% raise, you're still making the same amount today as you were in 2019, 5 years ago. You got to increase those prices. You have to figure out a way to create value other than the tile's in straight. Of course the tile's in straight. You got to create value to be able to increase your prices. Another way to increase your prices is to work for the end user, the homeowner, and not do subcontract work. Subcontractors are paid much less than the guy that works for the homeowner. We got all the migrants coming in right now. That is going to be saturating the subcontractor market in the next year to 2 years. And if you can speak English and you look decent, you're going to be forced out of there and into working directly for the customer. So you got to brush up on those customer service skills. Brush up on that communication. Put your opinions, your experiences down in the comments. I want to read them. We all need to read them. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.